Number 1. Buganville Highlanders. Bougainvilleans are primarily of Papuan descent, with their history dating back thousands of years in the region now known as Papua New Guinea. The Bougainville Islanders exhibit very dark skin and the African-like features attributed to their Melanesian ancestry. In my opinion, these are some of the most black-looking folks out of Africa I have ever seen. Bougainville Islanders' genetics show a strong Melanesian component with minimal influence from other populations, reflecting their isolated history. Bougainville is home to around 300,000 people who belong to multiple ethnic groups, each with its distinct language and cultural practices. There are approximately 20 different languages spoken on the island, reflecting its diversity. Many of the island's communities follow a matrilineal system where lineage and inheritance are traced through the mother's line. This means women often have significant power and influence in social and familial structures. The population is around 250,000, with strong movements for greater autonomy or independence from Papua New Guinea. The links to part 1 and 2 are in the description. Kindly like this video. It's just a simple click, I know, but it means a lot. Thank you. On to number 2. Afro-Palestinians. Afro-Palestinians trace their roots to African Muslims who migrated to Jerusalem centuries ago, many as pilgrims, slaves, or soldiers. They possess mixed African and Arab heritage. Their roots are in Nigeria, Sudan, Senegal, and Chad. Afro-Palestinians are integrated into Palestinian society, but also preserve their unique traditions and heritage. Originally coming over as guards, soldiers, pilgrims, and workers, they fell in love with the city of Jerusalem, and with deep ties to Islam, they married Palestinians and continue to identify as Palestinians. The community is small, with a few thousand individuals primarily living in the old city of Jerusalem. There are also Bedouin populations outside Jerusalem who have descent lines linking them to people of African origin, such as in the West Bank of Jericho and Gaza. Afro-Palestinians face the dual challenges of racial discrimination and the broader Israeli-Palestinian conflict, the struggle with social and economic marginalization within Palestinian society, and are often overlooked in discussions about Palestinian rights. They have experienced prejudice, with some Palestinian Arabs referring to them as slaves or abid, and to their neighborhood as the slaves' prison in Arabic, Habs al-Abid. Because of their color, the Israelis call them kushis. Number 3. New Hebrides people are Vanuatu people. The New Hebrides, now known as Vanuatu, is home to people with dark skin and African-like features consistent with Melanesian heritage. Vanuatuans have a mix of Melanesian and some Polynesian genetic traits with a vibrant cultural heritage, including unique languages and traditions. Vanuatu has a population of about 300,000, with over 100 distinct languages spoken across its islands. Vanuatu faces challenges from natural disasters and economic reliance on agriculture and tourism. The nation is vulnerable to climate change impacts. Number 4. Federated States of Micronesia people. The indigenous people of the Federated States of Micronesia are of Austronesian descent, having settled in the region over 4,000 years ago. They share genetic similarities with other Pacific islanders characterized by a mix of Asian and Oceanic ancestry. While not traditionally categorized as black, some Conlikis exhibit darker skin tones and curly hair due to their Melanesian ancestry. Ingelap in Pohnpei State is notable for the prevalence of an extreme form of color blindness called achromatopsia and known locally as maskun. The population is around 112,000 with diverse cultural practices across its 4 states: Yap, Chuk, Pohnpei, and Kozrai. Number 5. Tuvalu people. Tuvaluan people are Polynesians who settled in Tuvalu around 2,000 years ago, navigating vast ocean businesses. 96% of the Tuvaluans are ethnic Polynesians, closely related to the people of Samoa and Tonga. Their genetics are predominantly Polynesian as well as Melanesian and Micronesian ancestry, showcasing their broad Oceanic heritage with strong cultural traditions such as dance, music, and communal living. They have a phenotype that includes a darker skin and curly hair, typical of many Polynesians. With a population of approximately 11,000, Tuvalu is one of the smallest and least populous countries in the world. Number 6. Tongans. Tongans are Polynesians who settled in Tonga over 3,000 years ago, known for their navigational prowess and hierarchical society. Tongans are much lighter than other Polynesians, but they still do have black features reflective of their Polynesian and Melanesian heritage. Tongans maintain strong cultural practices such as traditional dance and communal living. Tonga's population is about 106,000, with a significant diaspora in New Zealand, Australia, and the United States. Tonga faces economic challenges, health issues like obesity, and environmental threats from climate change. Number 7. The Ati tribe. The Ati are some of the indigenous Negrito groups in the Philippines, believed to be among the archipelago's earliest inhabitants, arriving in the Philippines around 30,000 years ago. Traditionally, the Ati are hunter-gatherers and farmers. They relied on the forests and rivers for sustenance, gathering wild plants, hunting animals, and practicing shifting cultivation. The Ati exhibit genetic traits linked to Australo-Melanesian ancestry, distinct from the majority Austronesian population of the Philippines. Genetic studies of the Ati reveal deep ancestry with unique markers that trace back to early human migrations out of Africa, highlighting their ancient heritage. The Ati experienced significant socio-economic challenges, including poverty, loss of ancestral lands, and limited access to education and healthcare. Numbering around 10,000, the Ati face significant challenges including displacement and loss of traditional lands. Number 8. Afro Israelis. Afro-Israelis include various groups such as Ethiopian Jews or the Beta Israel or Falasha, and the Black Hebrew community from the United States. The Ethiopian Jews trace their origins to ancient Jewish communities in Ethiopia. The Egyptian Jewish population in Israel is around 150,000. The Beta Israel made first extensive contact with other Jewish communities in the late 20th century, after which a comprehensive rabbinic debate ensued over their Jewishness. Following halakhic and constitutional discussions, Israeli authorities decided in 1977 that the Beta Israel qualified on all fronts for the Israeli law of return. Thus, the Israeli government, with support from the United States, began a large-scale effort to conduct transport operations and bring the Beta Israel to Israel in multiple waves. Falasha Jews possess a mix of African and Jewish genetic markers. They maintain a unique cultural and religious identity despite integration challenges. Number 9, the Adivasi. The Adivasi are the indigenous peoples of India, with diverse groups such as the Sandals, Gons, and the Bhils, among others. Adivasi is the collective term for the tribes of the Indian subcontinent who are claimed to be the indigenous people of India prior to the Dravidians and the Indo-Aryans. They are not evenly distributed over the Indian landmass. There are pockets of Adivasis across the country, many in the forested, hilly, and mountainous areas, populating nearly 20% of the geographical area of the country. Adivasis possess a mix of Dravidian and Austroasiatic genetic markers, maintaining distinct languages, traditions, and social status. The Adivasi exhibit a wide range of phenotypes, including a dark skin and facial features consistent with the black people. There are over 100 million Adivasis in India, making up about 8.6% of the population. India has ignored their demands to be recognized as indigenous and taken steps which threaten the Adivasis' very survival. Adivasi's traditional homelands have been taken for industrialization. Number 10, the Ata tribe. The Ata tribe of the Philippines, one of the indigenous Negrito groups, has distinct phenotypic features such as a dark skin, curly hair, and small stature, linking them to ancient African populations. The Ata people face land dispossession, cultural assimilation, and socio-economic marginalization. They struggle to maintain their traditional lifestyle amid modernization pressures. Genetic research indicates that the Ata, like other Negrito groups, have ancient lineages that predate many later migrations in Asia, showing unique genetic markers of early human dispersal from Africa. Number 11. Samoans. Samoans from the Polynesian islands of Samoa have a lovely caramel complexion, straight to wavy hair, wide noses characteristic of Polynesian and Melanesian genetic mixing. However, Samoans have less Papuan admixture than other Polynesian populations. There are eyes of this distinct, beautiful quality to them. I find them to be so beautiful, to be honest. Samoans, who settled in Samoa around 3,000 years ago, are known for their navigational skills and rich oral traditions. Predominantly Polynesian, Samoans maintain strong cultural practices such as their Fa'a Samoa, which emphasizes community and family. Samoans are known for their athletic prowess and large physical stature. I mean, just look at The Rock. Samoans have practiced the art of tattooing for over 2,000 years. Sivatau, which is a war dance, is spectacular. Samoa's population is approximately 200,000, with a large diaspora in New Zealand, Australia, and the United States. Samoans contend with health issues such as obesity and diabetes, economic dependence on remittances, and environmental threats from climate change. Number 12. The Santa Cruz Islanders. The inhabitants of the Santa Cruz Islands are primarily Melanesian, with their history of settlement dating back millennia. They possess dark skin and African-like features due to their Melanesian roots. Just like the broader Solomon Islanders we covered in part 1 of this series, many Santa Cruz Islanders have blonde hair, especially in their younger years. The only black people with this feature. Genetic analysis shows a strong Melanesian genetic component with little admixture, indicating relative isolation. They still maintain distinct languages and cultural practices. The population of the Santa Cruz Islands is small, with the estimate ranging in the tens of thousands. Number 13. East Nusa Tangara people. The indigenous groups of East Nusa Tangara display a range of phenotypes including a darker skin and curly hair due to a mix of Melanesian and Austronesian ancestry. They exhibit a mix of Austronesian and Melanesian genetic markers, contributing to a rich tapestry of cultural practices. The region is home to over 5 million people spread across numerous islands with distinct languages and traditions. East Nusa Tenggara is one of Indonesia's poorer regions, grappling with poverty, malnutrition, and inadequate infrastructure. Number 14. Afro Iranians. Afro Iranians are descendants of African slaves brought to Iran during the era of slave trade. They primarily reside in southern Iran, particularly in Hormozgan, Sistan, and Balochistan provinces. They are largely drawn from the Zanj, who were Bantu-speaking people that lived alongside Southeast Africa, in an area roughly comprising modern-day Tanzania, Mozambique, and Malawi. Genetically, Afro-Iranians exhibit a mix of African, Persian, and Arab ancestries. This blend reflects their historical interactions with the traders, slaves, and settlers from various regions. Despite facing racial discrimination, many Afro-Iranians maintain a distinct cultural identity through traditional music, dance, and other cultural practices. Like other Iranian people, Afro-Iranians refer to themselves as Iranian. They are fully accepted and blended in today's Iranian society. The exact population is unclear, but estimates suggest tens of thousands. They contribute significantly to the cultural diversity of Iran. Number 15. Black Iraqis. Black Iraqis are descendants of the people who came to Iraq from East Africa. Some came as sailors, whereas others came as traders, immigrants, religious scholars, or enslaved people over the course of many centuries, beginning in the 9th century CE. They live mainly in Basra and other southern regions. With a blend of African and Middle Eastern heritage, Black Iraqis face social challenges but maintain cultural practices unique to the community. Some Afro-Iraqis can still speak Swahili along with Arabic. Their population is estimated at around 1 to 2% of Iraq's total population, amounting to hundreds of thousands. Afro-Iraqi leaders claim there are roughly between 500,000 to 1.5 million Afro-Iraqis. However, this is not verified by official figures. Number 16. Lumad. Lumad are the indigenous peoples of Mindanao in the Philippines, encompassing various ethnic groups with long-standing ties to the land. Lumad have phenotypic traits such as dark skin and curly hair, suggesting ancient genetic roots. They exhibit genetic traits linked to Austronesian ancestry with distinct languages, customs, and the resistance to external influences. The Lumad population is estimated at around 2 million, facing issues of land rights and cultural preservation. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something new today.